Hi guys, welcome to the induction training section. My name is Ekwere Akman. I'll be taking you on the role of IT in driving banking transaction, information security, and cybersecurity. So this is one of the section in the induction that is very important, and it is imperative that you are all exposed to the role of IT in driving banking transactions, information security, and cybersecurity. To begin with, it is important that we know what information technology is all about. Information technology, which is the acronym where the acronym IT is derived from, is a set of related fields that encompass computer systems, software, programming languages, and data, as well as information processing and storage. IT, or information technology, is a part of information and communication technology, ICT. A lot of us make the mistake to refer to these two terminologies as the same, IT and ICT. The two terminologies, though closely related, are quite different. So the difference between IT and ICT is that IT, information technology, encompasses the use of computers, networks, computer software, and other electronic or digital devices for the management and communication of information. ICT, on the other hand, which is information and communication technology, focuses more on how these digital technology assist users in handling information. In essence, ICT is an extension of IT that focuses more on communication. So IT have to do with all the equipment, the infrastructure, the network, the computer system, the system unit, the monitor, the servers, the switches, all the connectivity that allows the system, the information technology, the systems to function refers to information technology. So this is like the bedrock. This is the mother of it all. Why ICT focuses or dwells more in communication. So ICT is the the technology that assists in users, I beg your pardon, in handling these information. So IT, why IT happens to be all the devices that makes up the the information technology infrastructure. The ICT is the extension of it that deals solely on communication, the inflow, the flow of data, the transfer of data, and information over the internet. So, having explained what IT and ICT is, um, it is important that we know the role of IT in banking. One of the um, numerous roles of IT in banking, I've categorized them into four for purpose of time, is automation. IT is used in banking or mainly introduced or employed into banking for automation of banking processes. You can recall prior to this time, there were some very archaic and cumbersome processes in banking. Those who have been in banking prior to the digital age, where people go to bank to get tallies, the have um, uh, some sort of machine that um, gives gives this check number the check. And other kind of cumbersome processes like file keeping, filing in cabinets, and all that. In this digital age, all those processes have been reduced, such as account opening processes. Today, opening processes are very seamless. Anyone can open accounts from the comfort of their houses, from the comfort of their couch. They can open an account, they can verify their account and run that account successfully from the comfort of their houses. They do not have to go to the bank, but that wasn't possible before now. So before now, you have to go to the bank, get a form, um, um, answer some questions that will be asked, populate the form, submit back to the account officer, probably go home and come back a few days later to get response or to get your account number. All those processes have been before the account number will be generated. It takes time. All those processes today have been reduced because of the introduction of information technology. So the processes are so automated these days that if you consider the fintechs, it's so easy that you do not have to get a separate account number. The account number is no longer needed to be generated for the purpose of running um, a bank savings account. You could use your phone numbers in the case of the fintechs, OPays and PalmPays. Your phone number becomes your account number. All these are the introduction of automation into banking. And then banking information technology also aid in information security. Prior to this time, information security was a bit of a challenge because the information are stored in file cabinets, they're stored in drawers and all that. So a simple breaking into the strong room where the file cabinet is kept would reveal the information. But in this digital world, there are a bit complex ways of keeping the information. Even if the information is stored in the computer, they can also be encrypted. That it takes the burglar or the information thief quite some time to get the information that is needed, and because of that it may get frustrated and just let it go. Information technology also aid banking in marketing their products, their services. Before now, banks will have to hire a lot of marketing officers, send them into the field to talk to people one on one, probably pay media houses, radio stations, TV stations to run advertisement for them so that they will be able to reach a wider audience. But in today's world, the introduction of social media has made it so easy that um, in just a click, one could reach the entire world and market their products. So ICT or IT has really helped banking in marketing. That a bank that is located in Lagos, such as Money Point, and the OPays and the PalmPays, the Fair Monies, the Carbon, the Kudas, those are banks that are unit microfinance bank. They just have a unit license, but because of the age of automation, because of the age of social media, because of the age of information technology, they are able to reach a wider audience. A lot of youth, a lot of the millennials, those within the era of the millennials and generation Z, the alphas, although the alphas are still very quite young, but the generation Z and the millennials as the generation Y, even a bit of the generation X are also users. They're all users of this fintech, even when they do not know where their office is. A lot of us use the OPs and the PAMPs, but we do not know where their office is, and we're comfortable. We keep our money there and all that. So that's because they are marketing their products online. We all met this online. You all saw the OPs in your mails, YouTube videos, or you're watching the ads on YouTube videos, the ads on your mail, the ads on social media, the ad on your Facebook page, Instagram page, X page, LinkedIn page, and all that. Some even on WhatsApp, on Telegram. You see these ads everywhere, virtually everywhere. And then let me just click and see. That's them marketing you, and that's how they have a wide range of audience. They have um, huge customer base patronizing them while they are seated in just one very very small location. And IT finally also helps in regulatory compliance. Complying with regulatory um, standard is quite difficult when you run in a manual system, but with the automated system, it's quite easy. Reconciliation, getting your books in order, the systems, the automation in the systems. In these days, those who are very familiar with spreadsheet system will understand that you just need to write a piece of code and then your spreadsheet is automated in a way that when you type a figure here, it reflects somewhere else, it add up somewhere else, it's dotting somewhere else, and it's giving you a final figure. And that makes life easy instead of doing it manually one after the other, which may result to a lot of mistakes and makes the work very, very, very frustrating. So automation in so many ways helps in regulatory compliance. Today, um, with the aid of the CCTVs, the organization of the bank is able to um, get a coverage of a live view of their environment. So it also helps them in securing the environment and then reporting incidents appropriately as it is to regulatory authorities. So in the case of theft, it does it no longer have to be a hearsay. It no longer have to be something that witnesses will have to testify, because a system is put in place to give you a live view of all what happened. Aside that, the core banking application used today also aid in regulatory compliance. Most of the reports that you send to the regulators, NDICs, the CBN, they are also generated from the core banking, as against those days that it has to be manually computed to get those reports. So it makes regulatory compliance very easy. So these are some of the ways that IT affects banking positively. And then we have the IT department. I haven't talked about the role of IT in banking. We have the IT department. What and who are there in the IT department? Because the IT, the information technology, or the ICT, the information communication technology, aids banking. It is imperative, it is necessary that the bank have a department comprises of IT professionals in different areas, in different fields, to work together as a team to drive the bank's processes, to automate the processes, to drive the bank's growth, as well as secure the bank's digital assets. So the IT department is made up of um, intellectuals who are professionals in different IT fields, say information cybersecurity, say software development, say network programmer or network administrator, say IT support, hardware support, software support, application support, and the likes, even down to graphics design, social media, um, social media marketing personnel, social media professional, and all that are con- con- are contained in the IT team are professional personnel that can be identified and found in the IT team. So, what do the IT team do? As far as the Kondo Microfinance Bank is concerned, the IT team are responsible for user management, system management, application management support, both for system and personnel, and then security analysis. User management, the IT team is responsible for creating all the staff of the bank as users in the platforms where the bank is enrolled, or where the bank has deployed, or which the bank, I beg your pardon, has deployed for their banking processes. Say the core banking application, which is currently Bank One. The IT team is responsible for creating users on that platform. The IT team are also responsible for creating users on the mail platform, and their mail details circulated or sent to them personally. The IT team is also responsible for creating users on the staff portal where they live, the appraisers, the expense management, the loan management application are. Before now, there was a separate loan management application as well as a loan management application, as well as an expense management application which was running. Currently, we are looking for ways to solid to consolidate these applications to be in one portal known as a staff portal. So the IT team is also responsible for creating users in that portal. The IT team is responsible for system management, both hardware and software systems of the bank. Whenever you have issues, you call on the IT team to address these issues. Network management, the IT team is also involved in this management of the network systems, the switches, the routers, the the LAN connectors, the cables, down to the system network interface card, down to um, the the POEs, the radio from the ISP, the point to point. The IT team is responsible for managing all that. The IT team also is responsible for application management, all the applications on your computer, the word processors, the spreadsheet application, the browsers such as the Chrome, the firewalls, the Paramini, the Edge browsers, the Mozilla Firefox, the Brave browser, and all that. The IT team is responsible for all that. Microsoft word processor, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoint, Power presentation application. The IT team is responsible for managing all that, even down to the antivirus that you use that is running on the computer. The IT team is responsible for managing it. And support for both the systems and the personnel. I've spoken about system support earlier when I was talking about system management. IT team also support when there's issue. The IT team come around and get the issue fixed where necessary, and where it becomes very impossible, and becomes impossible and very tedious to get it fixed, it is replaced at the expense of the bank. However, so IT team also give personnel support where personnel have issues, where personnel are not meeting, are not up to standard, are not very equipped with the IT knowledge. The IT team is also there to assist, to coach, to monitor, to mentor, to tutor some of the staff who are not very equipped with computer knowledge, with knowledge of IT to manage some of the IT infrastructure. Security analysis, the IT team is also responsible for the security of the data or the information of the servers of the system. The IT team is responsible for all that. So that will not be so much disclosed, as our security processes is not something that we will disclose in the course of a lecture or a class. So, but just have it in mind that the IT team is also responsible for the security of the system, the network, as well as the data. So, I've spoken about system management, troubleshooting, problem detection, repair, and replace. These are the few steps that we take in troubleshooting, in managing the systems. Troubleshooting means finding the problem, isolating each of the components to see which of them is faulty. You check if this is faulty. If it's not faulty, you take it out. If it's faulty, to find the one that is faulty. So we call that's referred to as troubleshooting by isolation. So you isolate that you you detect which of them is faulty, and thereafter you either repair it if it is impossible to repair, or perhaps you perceive that the damage is so much that it will reoccur. It is best to replace. The user management, like I said earlier, we create on Bank One, email, the loan management application, the HR portal, another third-party platform for those who are running on third-party platforms such as the e-loan platform. We currently have three e-loan platform that the e-business are currently using, and there are also other platforms like the remitters, the the CRM platform. We also have the Recover platform and a lot of other platform that the bank is also partners to. The IT is responsible for managing users on those platforms. Then the application management to manage the core banking application, that's Bank One. And they will also manage the loan management application, manage mail server, the HR portal, and all that, and then support to users and systems and personnel. You can see the image depicts some persons trying to fix a network challenge, plugging in the network cable at one end, the RG45 at one end, and trying to fix it on the other end. So the image depicts those people trying to support a system, either to troubleshoot it to come up, or to get a network issue resolved. And then security. What is security? Information security. Information security is securing all our information, paper documents, voice information, data, even the knowledge people have. So security ordinarily is keeping things to yourself. So in those days when some of us were in school and during examination or test, you tend to use your left hand to cover the paper so that those your classmates who may have giraffe neck, the long necks, will not be able to see what you're writing. That's securing the information. You can also secure knowledge in your head by not telling anybody what you know. That's security. That's information security. Hiding documents in the wardrobe, I beg your pardon, in the drawer and in the file cabinet. All those are information security. Some organization goes to have a clean desk policy. Clean desk policy is also a policy that aid information security. A clean desk policy allows the users to clean their decks, not to have any sort of paper or document that carries information that is sensitive, that somebody else may just stretch their neck and read and all that. So information security has been in existence long before the invention of information technology, long before the adoption, long before the arrival of information technology. Information security has been in existence. People keeping things to themselves is information security. And then IT security. IT security, on the other hand, is all about the hardware and the software, the data, the computer, the servers, the network, the hardware, the software, the firmware, and the data being processed, stored, and communicated. So IT security have to do with the securing all the IT assets, the infrastructure, as well as the data that is at rest, that is being processed, or data that is at data that is um, on transit. So this data that is at rest is data that is on the system and nobody's using it. Say a Microsoft document that was typed 5 years ago and then saved on desktop or saved on documents, it will be there at rest. That data is at rest. No one is disturbing it. The day somebody opens it, it becomes data in process. So somebody is now processing that data, maybe editing something and then save the changes, or removing something, deleting some things that are obsolete and all that. That data as at that time is being processed. And then when data is saved again, it becomes stored and then you go back to rest. If that data peradventure, if that information or that file is attached and sent via a mail, it becomes a data on transit. So IT security aids in securing all that, encrypting the data, especially when on transit, so that it will not be snuffed, will not be sniffed by hackers, and then that information will be leaked. Then cybersecurity. I will just show you an illustration of images, one with the modern soldiers with their rifle, with their rifles fully kitted with their bulletproofs and all that, and they are ready, positioned to take action or position to fire. And then the second image is that of a samurai with a sword, a very trained samurai with a sword. So in your own, in your mind, in your own idea, in your opinion, which among these two do you feel best described the idea of cybersecurity? Is it the soldiers or the samurai? Just answer in your mind. You choose one, either the soldier or the samurai. So let us go. So, well, to answer or to give you the results of the test that you just went through in the previous slide, is that none of them describe cybersecurity. I know some of us think when we hear cybersecurity, you think, oh, cybersecurity are those guys very fully equipped to secure the cyberspace and all that. Yeah, cybersecurities are equipped, cybersecurity personnel, professionals are equipped to secure the cyberspace. However, not in that manner. The cybersecurity is the practice of protecting systems, network, and programs from digital attacks. These attacks are usually aimed at accessing, changing, or destroying sensitive information, extorting money from users via ransomware, or interrupting normal business processes. Cybersecurity is very crucial because in this digital world, gone are those days where people boggle your organization, boggle the door, the windows, or boggle, they come through the ceiling and then try to steal the file from the cabinet, or try to ransack the vault to get a document because there are information that they want in the document. These days, people just stay in their location, look for a way to get into your system, hack into your system, and then steal the information that they want. Some even go further to lock the system and ask for ransom. So these days, it's not just people kidnapping others and asking for ransom. People can kidnap a whole system and then ask for ransom. That's using a kind of virus we call the ransomware. So cybersecurity does, in the light of this image that is shown in this slide, is defensive. Cybersecurity is you putting up security measures to make sure that no one is able to break into your systems and getting your information or stealing your information, in that sense. So um, what happens is that you think like the thief, and then you build fences, you build structures, you build policies to safeguard your information so that somebody will not find it easy to just break in and steal the information. Now, peradventure somebody is able to break in. Should you fight back? No, that is not the idea of cybersecurity. The idea is that you see where the person came in, and then you discover the loophole. You When you detect the loophole, you fix the loophole and build a taller, a bigger, a stronger fence because not that you cannot retaliate by probably hacking the person's system or sending a virus back to the person. You could do that, but if it is going to cause a damage on other people's infrastructure, then the law is against you. So the law states the policy states that whatever you do must not affect the business or the infrastructure of some other person. But you cannot predict if you send back a virus, maybe somebody hacked you, for instance, somebody sent you a virus and the virus distorted your information on the system and you decide to send back a virus. You cannot say exactly to what extent that the damage that virus you have sent will cause. You can actually state. So because you cannot state, it is best that you do not retaliate. So that is the idea of cybersecurity. So there are types of cybersecurity, type of cybercrime that categorize into two. One is a computer as a target. This is when a computer is used to attack other computers. And then two is computer as a weapon. This is when a computer is used to commit real world crime, such as the cyber fraud. We know what cyber fraud is. So we have seen it in our environment here in Nigeria. It is more and akara. So everybody listening to this should or must have at one point in time heard, witnessed, or um, would I say uh, come across cyber fraud. It is everywhere among us. The internet fraud system known as the Yahoo Yahoo in Nigeria is something that is talked about mostly, heard about. Um, so it's something that we all know. So committing cyber fraud is using a computer as a weapon. Computer as a target is when another a computer is targeting to destroy another computer, probably because their information that they or the controller of that computer doesn't want people to see or to hear about. Types of cyber attacks, we have the malware, the DOS attack or the distributed DOS attack. We have the phishing, the SQL injection, Trojan horse, viruses, worm, social engineering, eavesdropping, spoofing, password attack, and a lot other. That in the course of your stay in the bank, the IT department, by the grace of God, will be talking of on some of these cyber attacks from time to time to get you equipped, to get you fully aware and alert so that you not fall prey to any of these attacks. So because of time, we will not be able to treat all of them. So there are such as the password attack that this can be very simple as someone correctly guessing your password or other methods such as keylogging. Keylogging is somebody installing a software or plugin something on your system to capture all what you have pressed on the keyboard and then save them for them to use. So what that means is that if you enter your bank one username and password, it will save the username and password, and then somebody somewhere else now have your username and password so can log into bank one as you and then perpetrate a crime which will be registered in your name. Someone can also guess your password. That's why you're always advised. In fact, the system always force you to set up a very, very, very strong password. Where attackers can monitor the information you type and then identify password. An attacker can also use the aforementioned phishing approach to masquerade as a trusted site to try to fool you into revealing your account's credentials. Sometimes people can mimic the website. For instance, somebody can create the Bank One and send a link to you. You open it and you think it's Bank One. There are ways that you can identify which the IT, like I said, the IT department will sensitize everyone on that. And then there's the DDoS attack, known as the denial of service attack or distributed denial of service attack, is caused by an entire device or operating system to shut down by overwhelming it for traffic, causing it to crash. Attackers don't often use this method to steal information. However, they use it to slow down the system of an organization so that they can lose money. Sometimes it is done by competition. So your competitor can decide to crash your system so that in 24 hours your customers will be stranded. That will may lead your customers to be frustrated, and then they will turn over to them to patronize their services. Ransomware, like I discussed earlier or I mentioned earlier, is a malicious software, is a virus that can be used to seize the system, to hijack the system, and then ransom will be requested, and then the system will be released after payment, or in many cases, the system still will not be released. Spoofing is also one of the cyber attack that is very, very common. And then we have the phishing. The phishing is also very common. It's one of is a part of social engineering that is also very common. So how can we mitigate the risk of cyber attack? One is sensitization, which I have promised you that the IT department is going to do our best to sensitize every one of you on cyber attacks, on how to recognize them, how to identify them, and how not to fall prey. Those are the ways that one of the ways that we can mitigate the risk of cyber attack. Another way that this can be done is to update our software regularly. So we do sometime from time to time you see the IT department coming to your branch sometimes to do something we call preventive maintenance. These are ways that we can go around and then see the systems, those where we have some patches that are not updated, and we have some software that are not updated. We'll try and update them so that they will not be exposed to cyber attack. And then we also install firewall. Installing firewall is done at the head office where we control things that goes out and things that comes in the firewall. Basically, act in form of an antivirus, but a more advanced antivirus that is protecting the entire system by setting up rules and policies that will prevent hackers or malicious invaders to enter the system. Another form is encrypted data. So, like I mentioned earlier, that data are encrypted so that it will not be easy, even if a hacker or a fraudster have hold of the data, they may still need to struggle to crack or to decrypt the data so that they can read whatever is contained therein. So, ladies and gentlemen, with this, I come to the end of this induction training. I want to thank you very much for your attention so far.